Hi, my name is Teresa Isolde. I'm the Director of Business Operations here at Suffern Central, and I'm here to honor Martin Tedoro. Martin's been an integral part of this district for a very long time, taking care of all the kids and their school lunch. He's a very quiet man, but he does an amazing job, and we're going to miss him in the business office. The big job he does is he hands out cake during all the birthdays, and that's going to be something we're going to have to find someone to do that job. But thank you, Martin. You've been an incredible worker for 15 years, and I don't know what we would have done without you. But we wish you a very, very happy retirement, and know that we'll all be thinking about you.
Hello, my name is Angela Aguilar and I'm the principal of Cherry Lane, and today we're here to celebrate Kathy Furco on her retirement from Suffern Central. Kate has been a part of our school district for 15 years as a special education teacher. She has worked throughout our district at RP Connor, Montebello, and Cherry Lane. And one of my first memories of working with Kate was in a 4th grade ICT classroom. She had this heartfelt smile on her face that caught my eye, and then when I looked to see who she was smiling at, I noticed that it was a student that wasn't exactly doing what they were supposed to do. But you see, Kate wasn't worried about that as much as she was about the connection that she had with that student. And that's what made her teaching so special, was the connection she had with students. And you saw that throughout the building time and time again. When the opportunity came up to start a new program at Suffern Central to bring students with special needs back home, Kate was all in. She was ready. She quickly expressed interest to be a part of this initiative and to help build this program from the ground up. Her willingness and her dedication to attend countless trainings, many of them on her own time, was something she did without hesitation. She helped build a team that would create this very unique and special program within our district that we call the Foundations Program. This program is a success today, and she is a very big part of that success. Her willingness to embrace the uniqueness of this program fits the essence of who Kate is. She is open-minded, she is carefree, she is faithful, and accepting to all those around her. Earlier tonight, one of her colleagues described Kate as an incredibly giving person, and that you could see that. You can see that with her students, her parents, and her colleagues. Kate also has a joyous sense of humor that she often spreads throughout the day, and an infectious smile that she manages to spread throughout the hallways and the classrooms. We will miss you, Kate, as you head into the next chapter of your life. We wish you long walks on the beach in Long Beach, a glass of wine while the sun is setting, some quiet time with your children, Artie and Maddie. We also can't wait to hear about your retirement bucket list of travels to Norway, Iceland, and Ireland. Congratulations, Kate, on your retirement. We wish you nothing but the best. Bye. And today we're here to celebrate and honor Andrea Edwards on her retirement from Suffern Central. Andrea has been a part of our school district for 22 years. She actually started at RP Connor as a 5th grade teacher, and then over the years, her innovative spirit, her creativity, and her strong ability to connect with teachers and students led her to the role of instructional facilitator. Andrea has a keen ability to listen when others are talking, to be creative and a problem solver. In fact, I remember when we were discussing the goals surrounding the makerspace movement at Cherry Lane. This is when she first started. And we were talking about the importance of making sure that every student has at least one experience with this environment. And then the next thing I know, she created the learning opportunities groups for our students. This is fundamentally who Andrea is. She's a go-getter and she thinks outside the box. She believes that all students should have access to high-quality program and instruction. She loves to see students sparkle and really enjoys helping and supporting teachers in their work. And it doesn't matter what they're doing, whether it's literacy or science or art or technology. it doesn't matter. She's there to lend them a helping hand. She's also not the type of person that wants or requires the spotlight either. That's one of the things I admire about her. She would rather quietly support others from behind the scenes and watch them shine. She has an inner strength that is rare and an underlying determination when she has an idea. All of those qualities have left an indelible impact on not just Cherry Lane, but with every single teacher, colleague, and administrator that she has worked with for the past 22 years. In fact, tonight I was actually talking to one of those colleagues, and she had said that she'd wished she had met Andrea earlier in her career because she had learned so much from her and she didn't want it to stop. She described her as being a gem, and I know exactly how she feels. Andrea and her family are originally from Suffern. Her own children even went to Cherry Lane Elementary. Her husband Chuck is a retired Ramapo police officer, and her son Michael also works for the Ramapo Police Department. Her daughter Anna works for RP Connor as an administrative assistant in the front office. So Andrea has brought her children up to care about their community and where they live. She openly has taught them about the importance of making an impact in the lives of others. Andrea's impact is not only with the students and the teachers' lives that she has touched in this community, but the family values that she has passed on to her children that continues to serve our community in Suffern as well. We will miss her greatly, and we are happy for her and her husband Chuck. You know, they recently just bought a house in Lake George, not too long ago, that's surrounded by family and friends. So Andrea, we hope that you, Chuck, Michael, and Anna will be able to enjoy each other by the lake with your family and friends surrounding you. Congratulations on your retirement. Wishing you endless days of health, happiness, and love. Mwah. Bye.
I am truly grateful to have been a part of this exceptional district for the past 24 years. I have had so many opportunities to work alongside passionate educators in the service of our students. From my beginning as a BOCES computer aide and my later role as an instructional technology facilitator, striving to integrate technology into our classrooms, to being a fifth grade teacher directly impacting the lives of students, to my time as an instructional facilitator collaborating with teachers and students to ensure a variety of enriching learning experiences. I am proud to have contributed to this outstanding community of forward-thinking educators. As I look to the north, I will continue to pursue opportunities to promote educational innovation, support teachers as facilitators of learning, and elevate learning experiences for children.
Good evening, everyone. This is Brian Fox, principal of Suffern Middle School, coming to you from my home. However, I have the Suffern Mounties in back of me. I want to congratulate all of our retirees this evening and wish them well in their retirement. It's quite an auspicious group of retirees this year. I know many of them, and they have had incredible and dedicated service to this district and are well deserving of your recognition. Our first retiree this evening is Gianna Mazzeo. Soon after graduating with a major in agricultural science in Italy, Gianna moved to the United States in her new country. She continued her studies and worked on receiving a certification in Italian and TESOL. At the same time, she was also continuing her studies and she was caring for her family. She taught Italian classes at an adult ed program, took on substitute teaching, and eventually began teaching in different districts before landing at Suffern Middle School. Gianna has been teaching Italian at Suffern Middle School for the past 15 years, and it's been an incredible run for her. She has fond memories of Arthur Avenue with the Italian Club and connecting with our students in Tuscany and Sicily, connecting our students with students in Tuscany and Sicily using virtual meetings, and of course an unforgettable trip to Italy with the Italian high school students. She's thankful for the support of her family, her husband Santi, and especially her children, her son Carmine and her daughter Marcella. They have shown her tremendous support as she took on her career while they were young adults and have helped her throughout, especially in the changing landscape of technology that she's had to adjust to recently. Gianna does have some future plans. She plans on spending a whole lot of time with the joy of her life, Santino, her grandson, and I'm sure she'll be teaching him Italian so he can speak just as fluently as she does. She plans on volunteering her time to worthy causes and catching up on a whole lot of reading, which many of our teachers can't do while they're teaching. Gianna, we will miss your smile and enthusiasm at SMS. You always had a wonderful grazie waiting for me and everyone at SMS. I'll miss your homemade limoncello as well. That's something I don't think I can get anywhere else. All the best to you and yours in the future. Ladies and gentlemen, Gianna Mazzeo, thank you for your service to the Suffern Central School District. Good evening again, everyone. Our next retiree this evening is Myrene France. Myrene France is a teacher's aide here at Suffern Middle School. Myrene started her time in the district 20 years ago in Viola Elementary School. She was there for 6 years and was then sent on to Montebello Elementary School and was there for another 6 years. After 12 years of elementary, she was sent to Suffern Middle School. She was very nervous about it, but it turned out to be a terrific change for her. She absolutely loved the middle school and has made many friends while working at the middle school that she's going to miss greatly after she retires. Myrene made a point of mentioning that she got to work with her sister-in-law, Florence Di who's one of our distinguished retired special education teachers from SMS. Of course, we all called her Flo. When Myrene came to the middle school, she found that very enjoyable that she got to work with her. She also got to work with her daughter Diane when her daughter Diane student taught in our building for a while with Karen Minna. Myrene's plans for the future are to watch her grandson Alex for her daughter Diane next school year. She plans on being a full-time grandmother. Myrene, you've always been there for us at SMS. You're the first person in my office every morning to see if me or Dot needs any help, or if anyone needs any help, any students need any help. The students, faculty, and staff of SMS will miss you, and we will miss your incredible work ethic. All the best to you and yours in the future, and enjoy watching your grandson. Thank you for your service, Myrene. It's my honor to bring up our next retiree for this evening, Elliott Kagan, school psychologist at Suffern Middle School. Elliott is a licensed school psychologist, certified in both New York and New Jersey. He's maintained an active and busy professional life as a school psychologist for the Suffern Central School District, and he has a private practice in Rockland County as well. He has specialties in the evaluation and treatment of children and adults, and for 5 years, Dr. Kagan was an adjunct professor in the Mental Health School Counselor Graduate Program at LIU West Point. He has taught understanding human development, counseling theory and practice, and diagnostic tools for measurement. Prior to Suffern, and for 22 years, Dr. Kagan was Director of Center-Based Programs for the Herbert G. Birch Services in New York City. The driving force in all of Dr. Kagan's work is his desire to provide state-of-the-art psychological services within an interdisciplinary framework. The scientific community has benefited by his work, both through his writings and his teaching. He's presented at so many different conferences, but just to highlight a few: the New York State Psychology Conference, a New York City conference entitled Addressing the Challenges of Autism, and the 11th Annual International Conference on AIDS in Vancouver. Dr. Kagan is currently consulting on a nationwide bullying prevention program with Tom Thielen, an expert in the field, and someone we've had at Suffern Middle School speak to our students about becoming victim-proof. Dr. Kagan is married to his amazing wife Sally and has 2 married children. His daughter Rachel and husband Stephen have 2 children, Joaquin and Gisela. Elliott and Sally's grandchildren live in the San Francisco Bay Area, and son Joshua and wife Cassia with their dog Lola. Elliott and Sally's granddog live in Alexandria, Virginia. Elliott and Sally love them all to pieces. Elliott has been a part of SMS for the past 17 years. It's hard to put into words what Elliott has meant to SMS and to the community. He's a mentor and confidant for so many of us. Honestly, when I needed someone to talk to, he was always tops on my list, and he was always there for me. And you know what? Keeping the school principal sane is a full-time job in itself. So Elliott's caring, mindful, and empathetic approach to caring for students and staff is what makes him very, very special for us. He's calm, thoughtful, and always operates with his students' best interests in mind. For me, I would describe Elliott using a word that my grandparents brought me up using, and that's the Yiddish word mensch. For those of you who aren't familiar with the term, it has come to mean several things over the year, but a mensch is a person who can be relied on to act with honor and integrity. But it also means so much more than that. It also suggests someone who's kind and considerate, who naturally works with a great sense of empathy for those around him. I could really go on and come up with many more adjectives to describe what Elliott means and has meant to Suffern Middle School and to the Suffern Central School District. But for now, let's just say he's a mensch in the best sense of the word. Elliott mentioned that it's been an absolute pleasure and truly a labor of love to provide services to the Suffern Central School District. He's always felt supported at every level of our district, which has allowed him to apply himself with passion and dedication to our students, families, and faculty. He believes there's no better group of colleagues than in the Suffern Central School District. His career has spanned 40 years, and of course 17 of those have been with the district, and he shared with me that he believes those last 17 years have been a gift. Elliott will continue to remain professionally active based in Rockland County while seeing his family more often and exploring more of the world when life and conditions permit. Congratulations on a well-deserved retirement, Elliott. I hope you get to do more gardening. I hope you get to take care of your chickens. Can't wait to have some more of those eggs. All the best to you and Sally and your family in the future, and Suffern Middle School will miss you and will not be the same without you. Thank you for your service.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kagan. I'd like to share some thoughts with you about my retirement. This is an incredible time for me. So grateful to have reached this time of my life, celebrating a wonderful career. Also a time to consider a new chapter that is fresh and new. It's a bit overwhelming in that I have such a mix of feelings. As we say in Suffern, the feelings are in all quadrants of the mood meter. So permit me to share my stream of consciousness. I would make Sigmund Freud proud. The first word that comes to me is grateful. I'm grateful for having a platform here at Suffern Central where I could do good work, where I can help young people, and that could also be my livelihood. I'm so grateful for working alongside some of the most amazing people, so many people that have shared that they learned from me. Well, right back at you, I can recall superintendent's presentations and consultations with principals and administrators and teacher meetings and colleague exchanges and conversations with our wonderful students and families, informal contacts, yes, on a daily basis, where the exchange of thoughts and information and ideas were extraordinary. Yes, on a daily basis, I have been so lucky. I am grateful for the support that provided a relief valve from the pressure and emotions of educating and helping children with diverse needs, managing disappointment and frustration and unmet expectations and hopes. It's all a part of what we signed up for, and words of encouragement and sometimes humor all made it okay. I'm grateful for a shared mission that gave me and every one of us a passion to do whatever it takes and go beyond the call of duty. We made decisions about and for our students and our children that were in their best interests. Never did I feel there were competing interests, issues of money or ego that compromised our bottom line to educate and support our children in the best way we could. Of course, in addition to Suffern Central, I'm so grateful to my family, my wife Sally, my children, and my grandchildren. I know how much they have loved me and supported me so I could fulfill my career. My family is just fantastic. If I could give each and every one of you a big hug to express my gratitude, consider it virtual. There are far too many to individually thank. May everyone, faculty, students, and family alike, who are a part of Suffern Central District, live and enjoy and experience the gratitude that I have shared. Keep your mind open. You never know where, when, and from whom a tidbit of genius and an understanding of the essence of life will be shared with you. Thank you.
Okay, for our next retiree, we're going to be honoring Peggy Sheehy. Peggy Sheehy has been with our school district for 17 years. She started as an ITF before moving back into the classroom to teach 6th grade humanities. Now, if you know Peggy Sheehy, you know she's a little bit of a rebel. We love her for that, but basically, I'm going to just step a little bit out of my comfort zone here because, as we all know, Peggy doesn't like paperwork, so Peggy didn't send me back any of the paperwork. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what Peggy meant to me, but I'm going to wing it, just like Peggy would have winged it. So, Peggy, you're an amazing individual. You are out there sometimes, and we love you because you are so different than everybody. We love you because you push us, you challenge us, you challenge our preconceived notions about what a teacher should be. You've done so much for the students of Suffern Middle School. You brought game-based learning to our school. You've brought international recognition to our school, and so many people to our school that have been so impressed with what you've done over the years. It's hard for me to even fathom that Suffern Middle School might be on the world map because of the things that you've done. So for all that you've done, Peggy, you've run the WOW Club. You're always there to help us when we need help, and you're always there to push us. You know, sometimes principals get pushed by their faculty to step out of their comfort zones. You did that many years ago. I remember sitting in a meeting with you and Dr. McNaughton when you wanted to bring Second Life to Suffern Middle School, and the kids were into it, and you were into it, and all the different technologies that you brought and used that were probably things that we never would have thought of using had you not been there. So you've enriched our students' lives through the use of technology and showing us that technology is not just good for itself, but you have to be a great teacher in order to utilize it effectively. So for that, Peggy, we appreciate you. We really want to see you go off and enjoy your retirement. I look forward to seeing what you do in your retirement, because I'm sure you're not going to be sitting at home. I know you have grandchildren now that you're going to be enjoying spending more time with, and I wish you and your family all the best in the future, and Suffern Middle School wishes you well. Thank you for your service to our school. Our next retiree from SMS this evening is Jean Jaeger. Although Jean hasn't been with us at SMS that long, she's become a really special and amazing part of our faculty. Jean takes care of some really incredible students, and her focus on those students has been second to none. She cares for them. She is part teacher's aide and part school mother for those students as well. Jean is always there when you need her. She came up to us in Suffern Middle School, and right from the first day, it was like she had been there for many, many years. When Jean got to us last year, she helped me put together, safety plans for her student. She helped me figure out the best ways to care for her student. And really, I couldn't have asked for more. As a principal, when you inherit somebody, you're always like, okay, I'm getting somebody else's person. But it really was fantastic to have Jean at our middle school, even if it was for a short time. Jean, we thank you for your many years of service to Suffern Middle School and to the Suffern Central School District, and we wish you well in the future. You and your family, we hope you have a wonderful, wonderful time in your retirement. So thank you very much for your service, and all the best to you.
Good evening. My name is James Douglas, and I am an assistant principal at Suffern High School. I would like to say a few words to honor Eileen Galvin, my former secretary, on her retirement from our district. On behalf of the students and staff of Suffern High School, I would like to say thank you for all the things you did behind the scenes to make our school successful. Our secretaries do so much that often goes unnoticed because things just work well. I would like to thank you for all these things and for making our office run smoothly. Eileen worked in the district for more than 20 years and was my secretary for the past 9 years at the high school. From the very first moment I met her, she was accommodating and helpful. Eileen's attention to detail was second to none, and she always took great pride in her work. She spearheaded the transition to Google for many of our documents in the office, handled the logistics of Regents exams with ease, and worked diligently with me to make sure all staff absences were covered with substitutes. Eileen's family is very important to her, and I know that the birth of her first grandchild played very heavily in her announcing her retirement last July. I know she will be able to have more time to enjoy all of the new memories with her granddaughter. Please join me in thanking Eileen for her service to the students and staff of Suffern High School. I wish her the best in retirement.
Good evening. My name is Patrick Breen. I'm the principal of Suffern High School. Before I begin, I just want to congratulate all of our retirees throughout the district and congratulate you for your years of service to our students and families. It's my honor this evening to be recognizing 3 faculty members who have done an extraordinary job over their time here at the high school. I'd like to begin with Miss Susan Fella, our school psychologist. Susan is retiring after 15 years of service to the students of the Suffern Central School District. Prior to coming to Suffern High School, Susan worked at Viola Elementary. And for those of you who may not know, the role of the school psychologist in any school is critical. They are oftentimes the one everyone turns to in a time of crisis for support, both students and adults. Their role has become even more important in the past years as schools shift toward cultivating and developing effective social-emotional programs for students and families. In working with Susan for the past 7 years, she's demonstrated tremendous professionalism and confidence in her ability to deal with any situation. I will miss your presence in our building, your commitment and dedication to our students, and the confidence you gave me as the principal, knowing that they were in such good hands. So thank you. On behalf of the entire faculty and staff of Suffern High School, I wish you a healthy and happy retirement, and I want to thank you for your years of service to our students. Congratulations, Ms. Susan Fella.
Good evening. I've been employed by the Suffern Central School District for the last 15 years, and I have to say I've generally enjoyed being a school psychologist here. It has been so rewarding working with many, many students in helping support their emotional needs and helping each child become their personal best. I'd like to thank all my administrators and chair people, past and present, for all the support and assistance they've given me over these years. I feel very fortunate to be a part of a clinical team in a district highly regarded such as ours, where the staff is caring, dedicated, and professional in educating our youth. But now it's time for me to retire, and I'm excited to do other things like sleep in late, travel when we're allowed to, and spend my time doing other things that I've put off for the last 15 years. I want to wish you all the best as you continue to work hard in educating our students for the future. Thank you.
The next faculty member I wish to recognize this evening is Miss Susan Madigan. Susan is retiring after 17 years of service to the students of Suffern High School. Sue began her career with us in 2003, teaching mathematics, and prior to coming to Suffern High School, also worked as a math teacher at Albertus Magnus High School and in the East Ramapo School District. Sue was an exceptional math teacher, having taught just about every grade level, including university courses. Several years ago, when Common Core began rolling out, it was teachers like Susan Madigan who began modeling the way, adapting, and working tirelessly with her students so they could achieve. Besides her skills as a teacher, what I honestly believe our students and staff, myself included, will miss most about her is her compassion and genuine concern for all those around her. It was not uncommon for Susan to take time out of her day just to say hello and ask, "How are you today?" She not only did this with her students, but also with her colleagues, and yes, even me. At the end of the day, Susan loved to see her students succeed and work to the best of their ability. In addition to her work as a math teacher, Susan also advised and guided students in our Science and Technology Research program known as STIR. Some of Sue's retirement plans include spending time with her growing family, her husband, children, and grandchildren, and lots of beach time in Long Island and Florida. Susan, on behalf of the faculty, staff, and administration of Suffern High School, I want to take this opportunity to congratulate you on an amazing career and wish you a happy and healthy retirement.
Hi, good morning. I'm happy to retire at the end of the school year. I was proud to be part of the Suffern High School family. The administration, faculty, and staff are truly caring individuals that always want the best for our students. I'll miss you all and wish you the best that life has to offer. So now I look forward to spending time with my family and maybe get some traveling in. Let's see what happens after this COVID-19 passes us. But thank you for allowing me to be part of your family. It's an exceptional high school, and I'll miss you all. Take care. Bye.
The next faculty member I wish to recognize this evening is Mr. Tom Okada. Tom is retiring after 10 years of teaching art and photography at Suffern High School. Before coming to the high school, Tom worked as a professional photographer. Prior to Tom's arrival, our photography program had grown to become an amazing elective opportunity for our students, and we knew we needed a true photographer, an artist, to take it to the next level. As a teacher, Tom believes strongly in experiential learning and hands-on activities to inspire and cultivate the next generation of photographers. In addition to being a great teacher, Tom was also there with his camera, capturing some of the most important moments during the year. It goes without saying that our photography program has continued to grow and evolve under the direction of Tom Okada, and we're very grateful for that. I want to take this opportunity to congratulate you, Tom, and wish you a happy and healthy retirement, and come back and visit. And for all our retirees, congratulations again. Take care.
Hi, I'm Tom Okada. Lee, Pat, James, Andrew, and Melissa, thank you for your leadership throughout the years. Your support has been tremendous. And Tracy, you've been more than a colleague, you've been a friend. You've made work at Suffern High School wonderful. I want to share two stories with you about the rewards of teaching for me that I've experienced. One is, there are 3 seniors who presented me with a book upon their graduation, and they wrote in the book interpretations on the photographs. I want you to take notice of this little person over here, because I'm going to read a little excerpt from here. Finally, after a few seconds, you notice the man walking through the picture. At first, I didn't see him. He almost blended right in, but now he's all I can see. This resonates with me a lot, and I have my own interpretation for it. Maybe you have your own. That's what photography is all about, being able to tell your story in your photographs, but what makes them special is when people can see their own separate story too. It says it all. Art is interpretive. The fact that I was able to reach these students and teach them to see that says it all to me, that I reached my goal to go beyond the technique of photography and go beyond the printing of photography and manage to get them to learn that they're artists with their own vision. Not all interactions is as wonderful. Some of them are fraught with angst and anger and frustration, but they could be just as equally rewarding. For instance, I had one student who was probably having a hard day, even though he was just not doing any work in my class. One day he got very disrespectful to me, and I had to straighten him out, but at the same time, I couldn't lose him as a student. I couldn't lose him as a person with a power struggle who's going to say, oh, you just don't like me anymore. So it's a tough balance we teachers learn to manage, to develop a person and to encourage a person, to teach them that life moves on. It doesn't stay stuck in an argument. Every opportunity presented to give them encouragement and a compliment, I took. Eventually, he produced a wonderful photograph. He produced several wonderful photographs, and I put one in one of the studio photo exhibitions that we had. And he was very proud of the fact that he made it into the show. And I let him know that he was in the show. After he graduated, he came to visit at one of the senior showcases, and I talked to him, and I said, I hope I wasn't too hard on you in my class. And he said, you know, Mr. Okada, you gave me exactly what I needed at that time in my life. I told him, I never gave up on you. And he said, I know that you never gave up on me, and it meant the world to me. This kind of reward is just unbelievable. This is what teaching is about. Having worked as a photographer before becoming a teacher, I gotta say that the rewards of teaching far outnumber the rewards I ever had in photography. It's been an honor to be a teacher. It's been an honor to work with you. Thank you very much.
Good evening. My name is Teresa Ivy, and I'm honored to be speaking on behalf of Brian Fox, Suffern Middle School principal. When I was a little girl, I used to read The Monster at the End of This Book, which is a story told from the perspective of Grover from Sesame Street. Grover begins the story by telling readers that there is a monster at the end of the book, and therefore they should not, under any circumstances, turn the page. The reader, naturally, does not listen and turns the page. Grover reiterates to his audience how important it is that they listen to his advice and not turn the page. He proceeds to add challenges to physically stop the reader from moving forward. He uses rope and ties giant knots. When that fails, he builds a tall, strong brick wall. When the reader busts through it, he glues the next page closed. Though sticky, the reader once again perseveres and is able to turn the page. Finally, Grover nails down the page, but still, the reader is successful at moving forward. In this metaphor, Brian, you are the reader, and the Suffern Central School community, specifically the family that is Suffern Middle School, and those of us who are fortunate enough to call you friend, are Grover, asking kindly, pleading, please, do not turn the page. And why wouldn't we? You are a Suffern Central icon. Your quiet presence has always reflected your humble and courageous leadership style, listening and empowering others to grow continuously. Your legacy will remain because you are a man who embodies integrity. According to Brian Tracy, integrity is the most valuable and respectable quality of leadership. Your decisions, words, and actions reflect all that you value: family, loyalty, teamwork, communication, and empathy. The ripple effect you have created as a result of your character extends far beyond Suffern Central. After all, you have taught and led thousands of individuals over your decades as an educator. You have inspired and strengthened others, including me, by establishing trust, encouraging us to take risks, and creating a safe environment in which we could learn and grow. You have set the standard high when it comes to treating others with kindness and compassion. These are the qualities people will talk about when your name is referenced for years to come. They are rooted in all of us, and that is truly something to celebrate. Did you know that the retirement word is just a fancy word for graduation? It's really not, but just work with me here. Brian, this is the graduation of all graduations. And you deserve the most rewarding experiences filled with happiness and health. It is time to trade in hectic days and room temperature coffee on an empty stomach for calm days in your kitchen, cooking up 5-star culinary dishes. It's time to stop reading emails and start reading nonfiction books about different historical events for pleasure. You will no longer hear the phys ed whistles blowing from your office, but instead listen to the noise from crowds at Rangers games. Your quick walks with dogs can be replaced with long strolls, afternoon naps, and likely home-cooked meals for them as well. Your visits with your mom, dad, and nephew can become more frequent. Passing Joey on his way to and from work and Max to and from school can be replaced with more meaningful sit-down conversations. And, most importantly by far, sharing all of your moments and creating remarkable memories with the love of your life and best friend, Dahlia. Until now, Grover's fear about a monster being at the end of the book and creating obstacles to stop the reader from turning the page is the best way I have been able to describe the absence your retirement will bring to Suffern Central and to me. You have been a boss, colleague, and mentor to me for almost 20 years. But what I am most proud of is our friendship, and nothing will change that. In fact, I am confidently saying that I know all of the relationships you have built will last, and there is nothing for any of us to fear. So instead of tying crazy knots, building a brick wall, gluing pages together, or nailing them shut, it's time to turn this last page in this book so you may begin your next one. Congratulations on a well-deserved retirement, Brian. And on behalf of the Suffern Central community, thank you for making a difference in all of our lives. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I really look forward to celebrating with you and all of your colleagues and family very soon.
Thank you. I appreciate being given the opportunity to speak for a few minutes this evening. First, I want to congratulate my fellow retirees. I am honored to be in your company as a retiree in 2020, and I wish you all well on this next phase of your life. The opportunities which this district has provided me to grow as a professional have been amazing. Going from teacher to building administrator, from AVID conferences in San Diego to being a bridge delegate for the College Board in China. There are so many moments that change your life and your career path, but the day that Dr. McNaughton called me back in my office at Suffern High School in 2004 was certainly one of those moments. He said, "Brian, I want you at the middle school." Personally, I thought he was nuts, but I did go to SMS, and as they say, the rest is history. And the first thing I learned about SMS, the faculty and staff there then and now are amazing. And over the years, we've accomplished so much together. Teachers, custodians, secretaries, cafeteria workers, teacher aides, anyone that worked in our building. I'm so thankful for your support and the faith you put in me over the years. Your efforts in educating our children are second to none, and keeping our school operating are second to none. And these last few months have proven that in so many ways. I'll forever be grateful that you accepted me as part of your SMS family, and as we always say at SMS, family first. Thank you to the Suffern Central School Board of Education for your support, to my central office administrators and their staff for your support over the years, and thank you to Superintendent Weber for everything you've done for me and for SMS over the years as well. The assistant principals I've had the honor to work with and call part of my team over the years are very special people to me. Thank you so much, Teresa Ivy, Angela Aguilar, Danielle Castaldo, Melissa Monaco, Sybil Jeffs, and yes, Christine Druss, who worked with us for a year as a principal on special assignment at SMS. It has been my privilege to call you my colleagues and so much more. I've always said that I always hire people far more intelligent than myself. These are the people that know your mind and your heart. I couldn't have asked for a better group of people to call my teammates, because you were never my subordinates. We were always a team. I owe thanks to my family, my mother Lucy and my father Larry, who instilled a strong work ethic and sense of empathy in me from a young age, growing up in the Bronx. My two sons, Joseph and Max, who had to put up with their father being a school principal during their school years. But most of all, my wife Dahlia, who's been putting up with me for the better part of 30 years, married for nearly 27 of those now. Thank you for always being there for me in those times I needed you the most. Lastly, I'm wearing this shirt tonight because for me it symbolizes my feelings about Suffern Central. The S here over my heart means Suffern will forever be in my heart, and I wear the fox on my sleeve as part of the Suffern community. I'll be a proud Mountie forever. Thank you so much for this time, and all the best to everyone in the future. Thank you.